BONELAB is currently in the top 10 best-selling VR games on the MetaQuest store, but I believe it deserves to be in the top 10 best-selling video games of all time, and I will explain why. Now, before BONELAB came out, there was this little game called Boneworks that was released in 2019. This game built the pillars that BONELAB would later use to make the most revolutionary game in history. Boneworks revolutionized the physics used in the game, along with probably the best feeling guns in VR. The only drawback was that it was PC VR only, meaning you needed to be connected to a PC in order to play the game. And VR is already a niche side of gaming, but PC VR is an even smaller portion, so most people, including myself, were not able to play the game. This led to many people downloading crappy Boneworks knockoffs that would run on the Quest 2 natively without a PC. These were usually very bare bones, but they were kind of fun, because Boneworks was not a Quest, that's all you had. Boneworks was taking off, videos getting millions of views, people doing crazy things with the advanced physics.
City talking, we taking notes. Tell him all to keep making posts. Wish he could, but he can't get close. OG so proud of me that he choking up while he making.
But when it seemed it couldn't get any better, a modding scene started to appear for Boneworks, adding custom player models, NPCs, guns, maps, and even some mods that added new abilities like Spider-Man webs and stopping time. Although a lot of the mods were fun, they were a bit limited because there were no official tools to make them. Then, April 20th, 2022. Over 3 years ago. Damn, it's been that long already? Anyway, April 20th, 2022, a teaser trailer was released for the next big title from Stress Level Zero. It was called BONELAB, a complete sequel to the amazing title from 2019. People were going crazy. New guns, new enemies, new story mode, and new game modes. It was nuts. But then, something appeared at the end of the trailer. Mods. Mods were going to be an official part of the game, meaning official tools from the developers to make mods even crazier than they were in Boneworks. And if people weren't excited enough, it was revealed at the last few seconds of the trailer the game would also come to Quest 2. The game was eventually released in a not so good state, but after a few patches, the game became just about perfect. The mods carried the game though. But again, what makes BONELAB the perfect game? Well, 2 words: physics sandbox. Okay, so it is a bit more than that, but that is the basis. People considered Boneworks the first real VR game because of the interactions in physics, and I agree. BONELAB takes that concept and takes it up 15 notches. One of the ways it does that is drastically improving the sandbox game mode. In Boneworks, there was a sandbox mode, but it was very bare bones. BONELAB makes sandbox a main focus of the game. With sandbox, you could do whatever you want, so you can make your own minigames if you wanted to, and just mess around and have infinite fun. Now, we talk about the mods. Custom avatars are a big one, because they aren't just cosmetic, they affect your stats. For example, if your avatar is a skeleton with skinny bony arms, it'll be pretty weak. For example, you'll die quicker, you won't be able to pick up heavy items. But if you're a big fat avatar with big arms and a big belly, you'll be really strong, pick up really heavy items, have a lot of health, but you might walk a bit slower. This makes your skin immerse you even further into the game. Some modders have even gone crazy with this by adding guns and jetpacks on the avatars. There are also custom NPCs and guns, but I feel that those are not as important as avatars and maps. Oh yeah, custom maps. Custom sandbox maps, custom campaigns, and so on and so forth. Now, maps may not seem like they're that significant, but they truly are. But the last section of mods I think we should cover are game ports. Up until now, what I've been describing could easily be done in another game if the developers put in the time and care. But BONELAB does not have to be only a sandbox game. It could be any game you want. That is the true charm. People have ported all of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 into BONELAB. Gang Beasts is also currently being made, and more ports like Hello Neighbor and Call of Duty Zombies. Now, there are several games that are publicly being made for BONELAB, and some of them did fully release, but don't work anymore because of the newest BONELAB update. If someone wanted to, they could fully remake Fortnite or Gary's Mod Dark RP, and the list just goes on and on. You can completely change the game, make it a new game. Maybe just a VR port of a flat screen game with cool physics, or a full game remaster. Now, these are just some of the main reasons why I believe BONELAB is one of the best video games of all time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Please subscribe and drop a like, and take care.